And we're going to zero right in on Revelation chapter 6, verses 5 and 6. And when he'd opened the third seal, I heard the third beast say, "Come and see." And I beheld, and lo, a black horse, and he that sat on him had a pair of balances in his hand. And I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, "A measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny. And see thou hurt not the oil and the wine." And so there you have it. And we're going to, first of all, put this in context. Before we jump into the details, let's not forget where this shows up in the apocalypse and the black horse. We're going to talk about the context and his identity to begin with. And then we're going to focus on the topic, which strangely enough is hyperinflation. And we'll try to demonstrate that. And that'll set the stage for our second session, in which we're going to talk about the engine of power, the trail of blood, and give you a strange tool to use called Bayes Theorem. And we'll explore that a little bit and how they use it to reverse causality. It's a tool that may surprise you, and that's one thing you can carry away from the series. But let's start right away by refreshing our perspective of the context we're dealing with here. The book of Revelation has its own outline in verse 19 of chapter 1, where John is instructed to write the things which thou hast seen, and the things which are, and the things which shall be hereafter. Those are 3 sections that profile the entire book of Revelation, or the Apocalypse. And the things which he had seen, when they finished chapter 1, he will have seen this vision of the Lord Jesus Christ. It has a description in chapter 1 that includes identities that are then used to tie the whole book together. Then he gets to the second section, the things which are, the 7 churches. They actually existed at that time, so they're present tense. And then from that, we go to the things which shall be metatauta hereafter, the things which follow the churches. And that metatauta is a key partitioning phrase that we'll notice as we go forward. So the things which thou hast seen is chapter 1. The things which are, the existing present tense things, are the letters to 7 churches. And then the things which are after that constitutes the bulk of the book. It continues with chapters 4 and 5, in which the saints are in heaven. That's important for you to understand. Many people miss that and thus get confused about what follows. Then comes chapter 6 through 19, which details the period of time we know as the 70th week of Daniel. The 69 weeks are shockingly precisely fulfilled, but there's 1 week, a group of 7 years left. And they will include 6 seals that are open, 6 trumpets that are blown, 6 bowls. And each of these are somewhat a logarithmic procession within each one. And that's a speculation, but you can come to your own conclusions as you study. We'll be zeroing in on chapter 6. But it's important to understand we're in chapter 6 and to really fully appreciate what precedes that. And we're going to open the 7 sealed scroll, the title deed of the earth, if you will. And we'll notice that in the pattern here, there's always 6 things and then a change of subject for a brief, what we call a parenthetical segment before you get to the 7th. And that occurs again when you get to the 7th one. That turns out to be 7 trumpets. And we're treated to 6 of those and then a change of subject. Chapters 8 and 9 take you up through the 6th one, and then chapters 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, those chapters are all inserted as a change of subject, a parenthesis, if you will, before dealing with the 7th trumpet. And when you get the 7th trumpet, you have 7 bowls. And there again, we have this strange pattern imposed where you have 6 of them, and then a parenthetical. In this case, the parenthesis is just a little 1-verse insertion. But it's useful to understand the design. There is an architecture to the whole book that's meaningful. So I highlight that to you to refresh your memory on that issue.